Welcome to Grief Beats. Grief Beats is an unscripted journey and share of my grief. If you've been watching, you now know that I have lost my son and my father, and sharing is so cathartic and so important to the grieving process, because grieving can be so isolating and feel so alone. Which brings up a topic that came up through a comment from a woman who is deeply grieving, and she basically said that you bring so much light to Grief Beats, and she couldn't get her head around how I could possibly feel light, and she was almost angry at that lightness, not at me, but she was like, "You don't get it." And I just want to say, if I've been stuck. Starting with, when I started grieving, I was the same. I was in such a sad and it's complicated place where you just you can't find your way out because of the pain is so deep and the sadness is so deep. And it's like, in the beginning, I tried to hold on to what was and the lifestyle that I had and the rhythms that I had with my son and my father, who were obviously integral parts of my life experience. And the tighter that I clung on to trying to keep everything the way it was and the way I want it to be, and holding on to that idea, I stayed so stuck. So as I kind of released the tension and released that idea and realized that, wow, it's not going to be the way it was, and I have to recreate something that is a different kind of rhythm with my son and my father now on the other side. And how do I do that? And as I started unwinding that, I discovered meditation and connecting to the other side, essentially through other healers, and then now through my own meditation practice. So where the lightness now comes from is my firm belief that not only will I get to see and be with my father and my son again on the other side, but they're with me all the time here now. So if I want to dance in the kitchen alone, and I know that my son is with me now, so I can have that joy in that moment. And trust me, every minute of every day I still hurt, and it is an effort. But which let me bring in another comment that I received that stopped me in my tracks, that will speak to this. I received a message that basically said, okay, as parents, we are so willing to suffer for our children and our lost children, and would be so willing to change places with them on the other side and be the ones that ended up crossing over. But are we willing to feel joy and happiness and live for them in our human experience? And that hit me so hard, because getting to feel joy or getting to feel good, and when you do in those moments and you grab onto those moments, which are, of course, are fleeting when you're going kind of back and forth in grief. But I sometimes find that I feel guilty being happy, or guilty feeling good. It's crazy. So I feel like if I can adjust my thought to just embracing the possibility of lightness and feeling okay, because look, at the end of the day, no matter what I do or what I think, I can't change this situation. So what I can do, though, is live to the best of my ability, the way that my son and my father would want me to. So I don't know, it is a lot to think about, and I appreciate your comments so greatly, actually, because I feel connected, and it makes me feel that there is purpose to my grief. So I really do appreciate it, and thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great day.